was early spring in 1980 when Al Thompson became interested in building a prototype airplane. He finally decided on a BD-5J microjet. Acquiring the plans and material from Red Stevenson of Tulsa, Oklahoma, he went right to work in his hangar, located at the Kenosha Airport in Kenosha, Wisconsin. During the course of construction, Al, of course, made his own modification for ease of flying and safety. The aircraft is mainly constructed of aluminum, except for the vertical stabilizer, which has a built-in antenna. Also the wingtips, ailerons, rudder, nose, wing fairings, and air intakes. These are made of fiberglass. And now with the completion of a fully IFR instrument panel and some bugs to work out, like weight and balance, the BD-5J microjet is born. With a gross weight of 1,000 pounds and an empty weight of only 450 pounds. The specs on a BD-5J are length only 12 foot from tip to stern, with a wingspan of 17 feet, takeoff roll of 1,400 feet, and landing roll 1,800 feet. The rate of climb 2,000 feet per minute, stall speed 72 miles an hour. Top speed 350 miles an hour, and the range is 350 statute miles. The only thing left is to find a test pilot, and Al quickly did. He made contact with veteran stunt pilot John Duncan of Miami, Florida, president at one time of microjet air shows. John, a unique stunt pilot with several hundred hours in the BD jet and many hours in pits, he also holds a CFI AI and a multi-engine and glider rating in 70 types of aircraft. At his home field in Miami, he teaches aerobatics. As far as Al Thompson was concerned, this was the man for the job. Fueling the jet is easy. He simply walks the jet to a fuel pump and fills it up. Located on each wing are fuel sight gauges, as you see here.
XFN is probably 15 gallons in right now. 14 gallons. Right. So see how it's blinking right now? Uh-huh. When that blinks out, it's solid positive. And cool. Right, here comes the power. Okay, that's good.
Al and John go over a few details in preparation for the test flight.
Mine was pulled up.
Down and get these side jobs. The adjustment is made. So when you get the orange in it, then you'll know real quick. The top one, you're right. And there's that one. So how does this one go into that track? I'll get those out. You just, I probably should have put here. Here's one here.
John Duncan was a little uncomfortable with the safety harness, so Al, while adjusting them, made a note to change them in the future. Walking up to the microjet is Jim Beatty, designer, to lend his assistance if possible. Al indicates and John agree that the jet is ready to go. Al seems to be a little bit nervous. Well, wouldn't you? That's almost the same thing as having a baby. Now let's watch as veteran John Duncan puts the microjet through its paces. The first will be a high-speed taxi down runway 6. John is holding short for traffic. John was well pleased with the taxi and radioed to Al that he was going to go for it. He will now turn the microjet north and taxi the jet up for a runway 14 departure. Well, John is holding short of runway 6 here. Let's take a look at this. This is a beautiful bird. After checking the jet out, John taxis the aircraft into position and holds. Applying power, John moves forward. Easing the stick back, he lifts the nose wheel off the ground. And he's off. He now makes a standard left turn out. Coming around the approach end of runway 14, John makes a high-speed flyby and impresses everyone watching. now climbs out and teams up with the camera plane for a few shots. The camera plane, a Piper Comanche, is owned by Spud Nielsen, a veteran war pilot himself. As we view the microjet from this angle, with its aerodynamic slipstream smoothly cutting its way through the on-pushing mounds of air, John mentioned that the jet flies very well hands-off. But John is modest, not to mention his expertise in trimming and posture control he has. He now decides to roll the jet over the top of the camera plane, awing everyone.
About 3,000 indicated. 2,850. Come over top of the airport, fly out, see what we got. Okay.
He is now ready to see how fast this bird will go, with a couple of rolls up his sleeve.
The east side by the lake. I'm not sure what. Okay. Big backside of the engine, but I don't know how it works.
Just look at that bird go. And here is roll number one. And roll number two.
Yeah.
I got the traffic below me, no problem.
He's got a G-meter in there. If you don't reset it, we'll find out what the maximum was during his whole flight. Go both ways? Yeah. There's two needles there, and then you push it and they both center again as well. How many G's you get?
Get 4 up and now 1 down. Traffic.
We got one landing on 6, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to be in the pattern for 1-4.
He now makes his approach downwind for runway run 4.
And the microjet, this is 555 Thompson.
Here John is on final, maneuvering the jet for a perfect touchdown, and at the same time, cheating death again.
55 Thompson, downwind 6, Kenosha. Kenosha traffic, just assist on 9025, entering downwind 6. Nancy 32, Papa, downwind 6, Kenosha. Tom turning the wide base, 6, Kenosha.
Should have been here.
John stops and clears his traffic across runway 6 and taxis over in front of the Channel 6 cameraman for some video shots. With the test flight completed, John taxis over near the fuel pumps. Here, L. Thompson is being interviewed by Channel 6. As you can see, he speaks with pride of his success of the test flight of his bird. John Duncan and L. Thompson congratulate one another for a job very well done. And now they walk the microjet back to the hangar and prepare for a champagne celebration.
Jet, the smallest jet aircraft in the world.
Only 6 of them exist in the entire country. The newest one blasted off on its maiden flight today in Kenosha.
It's less than 12.5 feet long with a wingspan of only 17 feet. The tiny jet has full instrumentation and even a built-in parachute. It took Al Thompson of Kenosha 4 years to build the unique aircraft by himself in his garage. And today he and a group of friends watched a Florida test pilot put it through the paces. Watch it zip past here, 350 miles an hour and just a few feet off the ground. Builder Al Thompson was delighted with today's first flight. The jet had no trouble, and he hopes to fly it by himself next year at the Oshkosh Air Show. Nice little aircraft. He had it on display up there, just flew over our heads.
That's right.
He had it on display last summer. He was offered $250,000 for it. Said, no, thank you, I'll like to keep that plane.
And that was before it had even flown.
That's right.
We'll stamp that made in Kenosha. And that's
Right.
Ron Henning is watching the fueling of the 007 jet. Ron is also a pilot for Republic Airlines. This is Ed Johnson standing here talking to one of the spectators. Also is a first officer with Public Airlines, a former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot with over 100 missions in Asia, flying the F-4 Phantom jet plus the T-37s, T-38s, 33s, and the F-106. Ed now is an aerobatic instructor and flies a Pit Special. Today, Ed and Ron will be performing with the 007 and L. Thompson's microjet. Ed will fly the 007 jet while Ron flies the Thompson jet. Taxiing down to the active, both jets prepared to take off. After checking the jets out, they both pull into position and hold. First off the ground will be the Thompson jet. Ron adds power and starts his taxi roll. Easing the stick back now and lifting the nose off the ground, he comes off. And now here comes Ron. Both off the ground, they climb up and rendezvous with the camera plane. First is some formation flying just to the left of the camera plane. Shortly now, Ed and Ron will switch places so we can get some better shots of the Thompson jet. There's Ron. And here is Ed. The switch has been made.
And we can load through rolls when we go by. If you want to give them me and fail, I can put a high-speed pass on and we can load through rolls when we
And now a roll with the Thompson jet, of which was very well executed. After a few more stunts, Ed and Ron complete the day with 2 perfect landings. First, the Thompson jet. Perfect landing. And now here comes Ed. Here is Ed Johnson climbing out of the 007 jet with his son there to meet him. Al and Spud walked the microjet back to the hangar, followed by Ed Johnson, as pilots and spectators and friends prepare to do some healthy hangar flying. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Ed Johnson, Ron Henning, and a special thanks to John Duncan for a job well done. I'm Dale Newport.